Hey, what's going on, everyone? I've been really busy, so there's no time for me to make like a presentation, a very nice fancy presentation to explain about these gears. Thankfully, they're pretty straightforward, so I will give you guys my opinion on these gears. So, too long, don't watch. Are they worth summoning? Only this one I think is worth, the rest is not worth summoning. I don't know about the drop rate, how rare they are. They might be as rare as Untitled Robe. Then maybe you should do it. But if you're not playing PvP at all, I'm telling you, they are all not very good for PvE content. So let's go into it. So first I'm going to talk about this Earmuffs. Earmuffs is not very good. I mean, it's okay because this is okay. After taking action, makes one adjacent ally take 15% less damage and become immune to fixed damage for one turn. So I'll be very honest, it's very hard to, well, for PvE, sure, easy to like just stand right next to one adjacent ally. But if you have more than one, then now it's RNG. You don't know who you're gonna give it to. But when it comes to Apex, it might be very situational. Might be a little bit hard to position the way you want to. But I think giving this to a tank will be really, really beneficial because taking 15% less damage is big. And no fixed damage, especially if your tank does not have what you would call it. I haven't been playing the game. The Swordsmith Metal. Is that fixed damage? Well, anyway, so yeah, so the accessory that can give you fixed damage immunity. But this thing will not be Tenyo. Tenyo is just like the king of headpiece for these classes. Okay, next I'm telling you this thing, Core of Guile. This thing is kind of trash. I think it can be good on if you you know what, it's trash. Okay, I'm trying to be nice and be nice and say that this is an okay piece, but this is trash. The worst thing is that all stats plus 5%, sure. Okay, but when forced into battle, either defense or magic defense, whichever is lower, increases by 5%. Like if it's for both, I can see this be really good on tank, but if it's just on one, I just can't think of anyone using this over Swordsmith Metal. Like Swordsmith Metal is just better. Okay, now next one is Night Bloom here. This one is good. This one is really good. In plus 10%, dispels one debuff when casting skills on friendly units, which means this is for a healer, okay? So which means if you use heal has one cleanse, one dispel. So if you use this, which means your heal becomes 2 dispel. So that's really good. However, this is good, like this is really good, but you have to know what kind of strategy you're using for your Apex box. So I think if you're doing tank push and you want to fight against debuffers, I think this is very recommended for healers. But if you are a rush box, you don't really have a chance to use this. Maybe your regular healing staff, whatever gives you like extra healing, would do a better job than this. But preference, but I don't think this is worth to summon. If you have this, I think on a healer would not be a bad choice. Okay, now we're talking about the Nebulous Robe. HP plus 10%. When initiating battle, reflect damage taken is reduced by 30%. This is a must-have for mages, especially the one who does a lot of damage. So if you are going to get this, which means most of the time you probably won't be banning the tank first. For example, Hilda, for example, Landius, whoever uses Thorn enchant. So this is prevent your character to kill themselves after hitting the tank, because the harder you hit, the more damage you take. And this one is very good, for example, for the new mage such as Lucretia, such as Light of Genesis, Rachel, and more. Whoever hits really hard with these classes, then this is really good. Because if you have the Untitled Robe, it still gives you 10% HP, but that one is only 30% prop for a Untitled Robe. So So I think that one is as good as this. This one is more for like healers, characters that can survive attacks. So like, for example, a character that can get a lot of HP while they don't need a lot of int, such as Liana. I think Tanya would be better on her. But if you're using mages like Rachel, the ones that I mentioned earlier, you definitely want that new robe. It's like you need it to attack confidently, safely, and not kill yourself. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. I definitely think this banner is worth to get this, and then second you get this. But if you don't play PvP, don't do it. If you do play PvP and you do have those, you use those mages often in your strategy, summon this. I just don't know how rare the drop rate is, but if your whole box there's only maybe one mage, maybe you don't have to get it. Maybe your mage will get banned. It really depends how often your mages get banned and how often you use them in your strategy. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video helps, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.